Christina, thank you so much for joining me this morning. So, Experian survey recently found that 67% of Americans say travel feels less affordable than last year. What's driving that perception?
Honestly, the cost of travel, the cost of the flights, the higher cost of gas, all of those impact our ability to feel like travel is affordable.
And more than one in three respondents say they're willing to go into debt to travel. Is that a trend that concerns Experian?
It's understandable that consumers want to make memories. During the summertime, it's a time that people want to take time off. They want to create experiences with their family members. But it's just as important to approach your travel spending with a plan so that it doesn't impact your financial health long term. That's what I think is really important to emphasize. Go into it with a plan. Create a budget that's realistic for you. That way, you don't have stress waiting for you when you get back from your trip.
So, what does creating that budget look like?
So, when you're thinking of your travel budget, you want to think about your transportation. How are you going to get to the location? Is it more affordable to fly somewhere, or is there a location that may be close by that you can road trip to? You want to think about your hotel lodging, or maybe it's an Airbnb. Whatever that option is, you want to think about not just what is the cost that it's showing online, but what are the taxes that may be associated with it. You want to have that full picture. Also, you're going to plan for food. Are you going to be eating out every day? Is there a way that you can bring groceries with you so that you have some snacks already built in? And then transportation while you're at your location. Are you going to have to rent a car? Are you going to have to take local transportation? Are you going to do ride shares? Because all of those are additional fees that should be built into the budget ahead of time. That way you have a very realistic number when you go to make that purchase.
Nearly one in five travelers said they plan to use credit cards. When does financing a vacation become financially risky?
You always want to start with a budget that you're comfortable with and then identify how soon can you pay that back. If you're going to use a credit card as well, use a credit card that offers you maybe rewards, points, maybe a lower interest rate. It really comes down to creating a budget and then identifying ways to travel that fit within that budget. For some people, maybe they're reducing the amount that they travel. For others, maybe they're just finding local areas that they can go to that maybe are just a few hours away that still allow them to have that experience of getting away, but it's not as costly. I think it's really important that consumers know that your credit utilization is the second most important factor impacting your credit scores. So when you're charging a lot on your credit cards, you're going to negatively impact your score. So let's make sure that we go into it with an idea of how quickly we can pay that off. Make sure that you are not overextending yourself to a point where you're going to have fun in the moment, but when you get back, you're going to feel the dread of that credit card bill coming to you. And then also make sure that we're making our payments on time every single month. If you can do that, you're going to bounce back from those costs. You're going to build a credit history that works for you, and you're still going to get to have that experience that you wanted to have.
What's the biggest mistake you see consumers make when budgeting for a vacation, and how can they avoid it?
I think the biggest mistake that a consumer can make when they're booking travel is that they're not taking into account the little things that can add up very quickly. The ride shares, the snacks that they're not thinking about, maybe even a travel emergency. Maybe you miss a flight or maybe a connection doesn't happen on time, and therefore you have to pay for an extra hotel. You have to pay for extra fees on top of that. Maybe you have to book a whole other flight. So it's really important when you're planning your travel to build in a little bit of savings. Think about all of those expenses when you're creating that savings account, but always have that little bit extra set aside so that you don't always have to rely on a credit card in the event of an emergency.
And lastly, for people who want to still travel but are feeling the financial squeeze, what are some practical ways they can cut costs without taking on unnecessary debt?
Shop around. If you're trying to identify ways to travel without having to take on extra debt, or if it feels too expensive, really shop around. There's a lot of great sites that offer deals on flights. There's a lot of great sites that offer deals on your lodging. And so you can identify those areas where you can cut some expenses that still allow you to have that experience. Also, maybe look for local locations. There may be an area that you haven't explored close by that still gives you that feeling like you've gotten away and that you're able to create memories with your family. So there's a variety of ways that you can identify options for saving.
Christina, thank you so much.
Thank you.